People are rightfully alarmed. They have a reason to be alarmed. And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, and people might, may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, I think you're kind of missing the point of what people are upset about. They're afraid. And autocracy and fascism are things that are legitimate to be afraid of. So you may want to step back.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So after the election, I predicted that a lot of these mainstream liberal media anchors that have been on the airways for the past 4 to 8 years constantly boo-hoo, whining and crying about Trump every single day, right? Trump derangement 24/7. I predicted that some of these individuals will get fired, right? They're going to get their walking papers. You're already seeing it happen at CNN, okay? Some of their anchors are leaving. They're getting fired, right? Like Chris Wallace, for example. And then you have this fascinating report coming out about MSNBC, who allegedly told Joy Reid and some other anchors at their network that you either need to take a pay cut or be fired amid ratings tank. Now, this is hilarious to me because MSNBC has been roasted, absolutely roasted, since the election due to the fact that you have some anchors at that network that decided to go down to Mar-a-Lago, right, to kiss the ring of Trump, Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski after the election. Also, on top of that, they engaged in 24/7 Trump derangement leading up to the election, pretending as if Kamala Harris actually had a real chance of beating Trump. And a lot of people have turned off MSNBC. Okay, they've turned off the network. They don't watch it anymore. They have ruined their credibility. Okay, they're not a news network. They're a glorified YouTube channel on cable, right? That is essentially what MSNBC has become. And there's been a lot of talk about MSNBC potentially being sold as NBC Comcast looks to spin off the network to let it sink or swim on its own, okay? And again, a lot of people have speculated that maybe Elon Musk could come in and buy MSNBC to save the failing network, which freaks out the liberal media.
They are taking Musk's comments seriously, whether he's trolling or not. There is a serious undercurrent to this, and it is the following. In some countries where we've seen democratic backsliding, where some oppositional media outlets have been captured by the government, a process known as media capture, this is exactly what happens. An ally of the leader, like Musk, comes in and buys a media outlet that is viewed as oppositional, and then he turns the content and makes it more friendly to the person in power. That has happened before in other countries. That's part of the concern when, even if Elon Musk is just joking, that's part of the concern here when it comes to MSNBC. But at the moment, this spinoff that Comcast is doing will take at least a year to complete. There's no immediate sale or any of that, I'm told, that is planned.
CNN contributor Carrie Champion joins us in our fifth seat. So, Carrie, I want to ask you about this idea of media takeover, because after Elon Musk purchased Twitter, changed it into X, there's no doubt that he exercised some power there. So how do you hear this even in jest kind of purchase of a cable network?
Good to be with you tonight.
Good to be with you as well.
Thanks for having me. I think that we should believe everything that is said coming from this administration. I don't think that we have the luxury to dismiss it as him being someone who's being funny or someone who is just being himself, or that is his brand. X, and you said in some ways, always. I feel like X, I don't know if anyone is on it in any capacity. I don't know if you're on it. And you're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay. I've actually decided to take a rest of peace because it is not a peaceful place for me. And I know if, in fact, you don't agree with this current administration, most people can say that it's not a peaceful place. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an actual bid made to take on MSNBC, but the fact that it just can't happen in real life.
And we just can't.
It's not even
for sale.
It's not officially for sale.
The last
it's not
time
even
he
realistic.
mused about maybe buying something.
It's not even realistic in real life. But I do believe that media, everyone sitting here at this table, if you don't agree, we are in for some tough. We're in for some tough years ahead. I do believe that we are not going to be able to be as safe or say what we want to. I don't think free speech is going to be as free.
Now, platforms are not regulated right now, which gives them carte blanche to whatever they want right now. Elon is not someone who likes to be regulated. And so to buy MSN, he would go under some federal regulations.
Who's regulating CNN right now?
The FCC.
We're not a broadcast. It's cable.
I mean, I don't really think cable stations are under the same regulatory structure
that public airways.
that broadcast is.
It's definitely regulated more than than Facebook and
there's
Twitter.
Still, what she's saying is that there's still a litmus test of journalism that you have to pass. You can't come on TV and just make up things and say things. That happens on X. Please don't give me the eyebrow furrow as if you don't know what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color is blue and I will be met with so many disrespectful remarks. No one's regulating the N-word. No one's regulating the criticism. No one is regulating how people are treated.
How much government regulation of the First Amendment are you for?
Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I just started calling you all kind of names, do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens to me occasionally. I don't know if you watch
it doesn't happen to you, but it doesn't happen for me.
Happen.
And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that. There's a level of professionalism in what we do here because we are journalists and we adhere to something at least morally. And there is no moral compass on this thing called
You're
X.
also having a...
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. Okay, so the liberal media, they're freaking out about the possibility of MSNBC being purchased by Elon Musk or somebody else that they don't like because the network is struggling so much. But as of right now, MSNBC is trying to survive by negotiating pay cuts, right? Some people are going to have to take some pay cuts or be fired, okay? It seems like Joy Reid is on the chopping block. MSNBC is negotiating pay cuts with night anchors Joy Reid and Stephanie Ruhle as the cable channel nosedives in the ratings after the election, according to a report. Rachel Maddow, arguably the star of the network, previously agreed to pare down her $30 million salary, it was reported. The anchors report this week about Reid and Ruhle negotiating pay cuts should come as no surprise. Parent company Comcast generated concern over MSNBC's future by announcing a plan to spin off MSNBC and some other NBC Universal properties into a new company. But perhaps more urgent is the station's plummeting viewership. Its primetime audience tanked 55% from November 4th through December 15th, according to Nielsen ratings cited by The Wrap. CNN, a mainstream counterpart, experienced a 46.7% drop. Yeah, so again, these networks have literally lost half the audience, right? Half the people have said, nah, we don't want to watch this anymore, right? We're done with MSNBC after the election. Hilarious. The Reid Out host Reid and 11th Hour host Ruhle, whose salaries are believed to be considerably lower than Maddow's, are experiencing audience declines in line with the network's overall numbers. Newly promoted Morning Joe co-host Jonathan Lemire has also been presented with a new deal at a lesser salary, according to Ankler. Yeah, so word on the street is that Joy Reid is getting paid $3 million a year, which blows my mind, right? It absolutely blows my mind that Joy Reid is getting paid $3 million a year, okay? But hey, I guess propaganda pays. Yeah, so if they're asking her to take a pay cut, I can only imagine that they're asking her maybe to take, I don't know, $2 million, $1 million a year, which would still result in Joy Reid being overpaid. But will her ego allow it, right? Will her ego allow her to take that type of pay cut? Because again, a lot of these anchors have big egos. And the reason why Joy Reid is taking this pay cut mainly is because Trump won, right? Trump winning has led to this pay cut. So will she go along with this pay cut because Trump won, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. So that's why, I think personally that Joy Reid could be dumb enough to believe that, you know what, she can do better out of her own. That maybe, just maybe, she could go the same route that Tiffany Cross went, which, Tiffany Cross was fired, right? So, I guess it's a little bit different. Don Lemon, okay, some of these others that believe that they have a real audience, right? They have, like, people who actually care about what they have to say. Newsflash, they don't, right? Joy Reid would be sorely disappointed. I'm just saying, I'm hoping she's dumb enough not to take the deal, right? Whatever they're offering her, $1 million a year, $2 million a year, I hope she's dumb enough to think that she can do better going out on her own, right? I really do. But see, if MSNBC was smart, they would just fire her altogether, right? I don't understand the appeal of having somebody like Joy Reid, right? If I was MSNBC and you're thinking about identity politics, okay, and so-called representation, why don't you go get yourself a conservative black woman, right? Go get a Candace Owens, right? I mean, real talk. If MSNBC replaced Joy Reid with Candace Owens, viewership would go up, right? Viewership would go up. Has anybody seen Candace Owens' YouTube channel? I mean, she gets basically 1 million views per video, right? I mean, her channel is amazing. So I personally feel like if Candace was on MSNBC, if they replaced Joy Reid with her, they would get more viewers. Now, again, they probably have to work out a deal with Candace in regards to some of her criticisms of Israel, right? And the people that you're not allowed to criticize. But outside of that, right? Hey, I think that would be a great deal for MSNBC. My point is this. I don't understand why you just don't outright fire Joy Reid. She's redundant. She doesn't bring anything to the table outside of being black. And you can replace her with somebody else as a black woman. Just replace her with a conservative woman, right? If you replace Joy Reid with a conservative black woman, that would actually help the network, right? The network would actually benefit, okay? Maybe some people would tune in and watch doing Joy Reid's time slot. Because right now, nobody's watching Joy Reid. So if you keep her on for $1 million, $2 million a year, yeah, you may be saving when it comes to cutting costs, but I highly doubt that even at $1 million a year, Joy Reid is worth that, right? She is not providing $1 million worth of benefits of profit to MSNBC. There's no way. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.